everybody, welcome back to the Escentual. Erin here to make another cold process soap. It is very late, it's like almost 11:30 and I have work tomorrow, so I wanted to get these two soaps done and then I only have two left to go and I'm done with this custom order, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. This time I am going to be making a soap that I have made several times in one of the last videos. I believe it was on the Kentucky Bourbon soap. I did have a request to have the repeat soaps filmed again, which I'm more than happy to do. So I'm going to be doing that. Today I'm going to be doing a lavender and chamomile soap. In the past, for the last couple times that I've made this soap, I used essential oil. I had a talk with the customer that orders this soap, and I explained to her, for some reason, you guys, chamomile essential oil went through the roof. It seems like overnight. I could not find chamomile essential oil that was less than like $50 for an ounce. That is ridiculous. But I did have this lavender and chamomile fragrance oil from Nurture Soap. And the customer did tell me, well, I mean, really the main reason we wanted to do lavender and chamomile is for the scent. So I said, that's great. I have a lavender and chamomile essential oil that smells just like lavender and chamomile oil mixed together. So I thought that we would try this time and see if that does just as well. I imagine that it will, because this does smell very similar to what lavender and chamomile essential oil mixed together smells like. So we're going to give this a try. I'm also changing the design of the soap a little bit. I usually do a white base with purple and yellow swirls. Well, the last time I did this soap, I did a hanger swirl that turned out really nice, and the time before that I did a drop swirl. And with the drop swirl, you couldn't really distinguish the white and the yellow from each other because the yellow was very light and the white was sort of off-white. So I thought that I would try doing just a purple and yellow. I think that will give us a lot more of a contrast. So I thought I would give that a try. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to dilute. I haven't done this yet. I probably should have. Oh, bother. I am going to, I don't want to say dilute, I'm going to add titanium dioxide to the base soap. I'm going to wait this time until after I have it mixed up to try to avoid any sort of acceleration. But I'm going to add white to the base to lighten up the purple. And for that, I am using the Nurture Soap Purple Vibrance, the best purple mica ever. And for the yellow, I'm going to be using Lemon Drop Crystal Mica, also from Nurture. And it's this very bright, almost neon yellow. I have used yellow vibrance in the past as my main source of yellow mica. But if you watched my honeysuckle video, you will have also heard me say that the yellow vibrance mica, for me, I don't know if it does this for everyone, but for me specifically, it changes to more of an orangey yellow. It definitely looks more orange than yellow. There is a very stark difference between the end product and what you see in the jar. And I want to make sure that it is yellow. So I think this is going to be my main yellow for a little while, which is fine because it's a great yellow. It's fantastic. And I don't mind the color that I get from the yellow vibrance, but it's not yellow enough for me. So I'm going to start using this for a while. I'm going to use a couple of different yellows over the course of the next couple of months and decide which one I want to be my main yellow colorant, if that makes any sense at all. So let me go on and get my stick blender put together, which I also mentioned, I believe it was in the Kentucky Bourbon soap. Maybe it was in the Lilac soap. Either way, I was able to fix my stick blender. Yay! So I didn't have to buy a new one. And I am also going to go ahead and add this lavender and chamomile fragrance oil to my base oils. And the usage rate on this is extremely high. It is at 5.71%. So I can use this entire bottle in my recipe and it's totally fine. Now, this does say no acceleration, light discoloration, because it does have, some people pronounce this vanillin, some people pronounce it vanillin. I'm going to pronounce it vanillin because that is what it looks like to me. Okay, so, and vanillin discolors to brown. The more that there is in a fragrance oil, the browner it will get. So I'm not really worried about adding white to this soap because there's a possibility that it could turn slightly yellow anyway. So I'm just eliminating an extra step for myself there. Let me move my whisk to my other lye container because I'm going to make another soap pretty much immediately after this one. So I guess that's it. I am going to jump right into the making of this soap. Okay, that is all the mixing that I'm going to do. I'm at an emulsification, which is totally fine. And actually, that is not all the mixing that I'm going to do. I just lied to you. Sorry about that. I want to add titanium dioxide now because I am at an emulsification. So I can stand to stick blend this just a little bit more without it thickening, as long as this fragrance oil behaves the way that it's supposed to. Alrighty, we're at a good stopping point, so I'm going to scrape off my stick blender here. And I will actually go and rinse this between now and making the other soap, most likely. The little bit that's going to be on this stick blender isn't going to be enough to dilute the other soap, but I don't know. We'll see how this goes. It is pretty liquidy, if you can see that. Very drippy, no trace whatsoever, just past emulsification, so that is perfect. Now I am going to, oops, I have some stuff by my feet here. I need to clean this room. This room is a mess. I wish you all, actually I don't wish that you could see the rest of this room. It's kind of a catch-all room for the downstairs area, and I'm a very disorganized person. I don't like to pretend that I'm not. And this room is pretty bad, okay? So I am going to split this. I'm going to try to get it relatively even between the purple and the yellow, but it's inevitable I'm going to end up with more of one than the other. And that's fine. I just want to try to get it as even as I can. So now I'm going to add just a little bit of purple because this purple is very strong. Very, very strong. So I don't want a whole lot, even with the titanium dioxide in there. And then I'm going to add some yellow, and I will add a decent amount of this yellow because it is a fairly light color. And do I want to stick blend this? I don't want to, but I think that I should. Yeah, I think I'm going to, even though I don't want to. So let me do that really fast. go. So I ended up bumping my camera and knocking it over. So I had to stop and rush and pick that back up and get that back set up. And then I had to add more purple because it was more gray than purple. And that was a no-go for me. So just throwing that out there. But I think we're at a good spot. I am getting a little bit of thickening happening. Not anything awful. Still definitely very fluid at a light trace. I'm just scraping sides here. And now we're ready to get to pouring. So I think, let me see, let me get this in frame for you all. All right, so I think I'm actually going to go in with yellow first because why not? So I'm just going to do a drop swirl today. I'm going to go in with some purple and then go back in with yellow and then more purple, yellow, and more purple. And now it's time to get the spatulas out, or the spatula. I'm using one spatula because I'm being lazy today. Won't even lie to you about it. The laziness kicks in hard for me on Thursday, which is bad because I still have a full day left of the work week. But, okay. So, I'm going to give this a quick little jiggle just to sort of settle everything. There we go. And now, I'm going to put some more of this on there. I think I did pretty well with trying to get even amounts of purple and yellow. But we'll just have to see. Drip some more purple on there. There's not a whole lot left in these containers, so I think I did pretty good. Oh, get back in there. There we go. Let's do a little bit more yellow, and then we will swirl the top. Actually, I'm going to, y'all see why I do that on the floor now and cut it out? Alrighty, so now I am just going to do a simple infinity swirl on the top. Just get everything good and swirly. Swirly, swirly. Add a couple here and there. Okay, I think that is good. I need to run and grab a paper towel so that I can clean up my edges. All right, let's bring you on for a close-up. So this is what it looks like. Purple and yellow. Interesting color combination, but I think for this soap, I mentioned before, I would almost never put yellow and purple together, but I'm really into contrasting colors lately, and I think it works really well for this soap. I'm obsessed with the swirl. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. And it's not particularly shimmery. There is a little bit of shimmer coming out, mostly in the yellow, and that is because of the titanium dioxide in it. It always seems to mattify soaps when you use titanium dioxide at least a little bit. But that is all that I have for you all for this portion of the video. I will see you back for the cut. Alrighty, so we are back and I have 2 soaps to cut. I'm going to be cutting the Lavender and Chamomile soap and the Cucumber Melon soap. So you'll see these videos a week apart. I'm also excited to announce, which will actually be in the middle of this video, that I am now using my new camera tripod. Yay! It is so much better. It is much sturdier, more heavy duty. I can use different angles than I was previously. I was stacking a small wooden crate and then a book and then my tiny camera tripod because it was only about this tall to get a slightly downward angle, and the smallest height that my new tripod is at is actually perfect for my normal angle. So I'm very excited to use it. Great. Maybe we won't have to deal with my phone being slung out of it randomly anymore. So first, I am going to cut the Lavender and Chamomile soap. I just wanted to show everybody. There is that pretty top. Isn't that nice? I love it so much. I really like the contrast between the purple and the yellow. And you can see that there is a gel ring. This part gelled, this part did not. I always seem to have, I've talked about this before, but I always seem to have the opposite reaction in my soaps than most people do. In my soaps, what gels becomes lighter and less vivid than the part that doesn't gel. I couldn't tell you why, but that is what happens. So I just wanted to give everybody a quick look at what this soap looks like, and we are ready to get to cutting. So make sure I tighten my wire here. There we go. And so there's the back side. There is a slight gel ring here. And then there is the inside. Ooh, I really like it. I think it turned out really good. What do you all think? You'll have to let me know in the comments down below. I really like that. And that was just a simple drop swirl. So there's one side. And then the other. Someone just used the bathroom. Sorry about that. Forgot to show the top, but there is the top. So what will likely happen is the part that didn't gel will, within a few days, will lighten to match the rest of the soap. So I'm not super worried about that or anything, and even if it doesn't, I still think it's nice. So there's one side. I love that swirl. That's super nice. And then the other. And the top. There's my neighbor. So there's one side. There's a little bit of an air bubble, but it's not gigantic. Nothing to worry about. And the other. I really like how this turned out. Oh, I just dented it. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. Apologize for the noise. I believe that's one of my neighbor's motorcycles. Let's see if they stop. I might take a break and wait for them to stop. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know anything about motorcycles. I don't know if that's something that's necessary or not, but I'm just going to leave it at that. So let's get back into cutting. So there's one side. Let me focus it here. And the other. Very nice. And the top. Let me zoom in here or bring it closer. You will see. I really like it. I think it turned out really nice. And I don't miss the white. Once I had poured it, I worried that without the white, this would be... Are you kidding me? It's back. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and keep filming. Anyway, I was a little bit worried that I was going to miss the white being in the soap. I was afraid that it was going to look really strange and really just clashy without the white, but I actually don't miss the white at all. So that's great. Then the top. So there's one side and the other. The top. Phew. Alright, I apologize for all the noise in this video, the background noise. I don't know what is up with today. It must just be because it's a Friday, but there's a lot of background noise that's usually not here, so I apologize. But let's just keep on keeping on. There's one side, the other. Ooh, a lot of purple came through in that one. Oh! Accidentally dinged it a little bit with my fingernails. Okay, and there's the top. The last cut. Boom. So there's one side and the other. And the top. All right. So that's it. This is our final bar. This was the Lavender and Chamomile soap. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Do you like this? Do you hate it? Do you wish I had done something different? Let me know. I really like to hear from you all. It makes my day. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and click that button and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any of my uploads. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.